Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Car Audio Fabrication. I'm currently here at Mobile Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. This is going to be a little bit of a different video than what you guys are used to seeing because I'm currently here for a training event. You guys may be familiar with Mobile Solutions with all the different templates and router bits and all the different tooling that I use in my videos, but they also have this side of their business where they train different professionals within the industry that come here to their training events. So the training event that I'm actually here for right now is their subwoofer enclosure training. We're really going to be focused on custom fabrication of subwoofer enclosures, some of the science behind it. There's a bunch of industry experts here that we're going to be learning from. It's definitely going to be an awesome 4-day event. This video is going to be shot a little bit differently than usual because I'm just trying to kind of capture the story, more of a vlog style video of what goes on here at one of these events. Let's head on over to the classroom and get things started. To kick off the class, lead trainer and owner of Mobile Solutions, Bryan Schmitt, introduced himself along with the other trainers. This included the 3 members of the build team: Tom Miller, a past Installer of the Year and owner of Musicar; industry veteran Gary Bell, owner of Define Concepts; and past Installer of the Year JT Torres, owner of Automotive Entertainment. Over the course of the 4 days of training, those 3 members of the build team would work on this custom subwoofer enclosure and provide details and explanations of all the advanced fabrication techniques that went into this enclosure to the students. In the meantime, the students would be learning advanced fabrication techniques on their own panel that they would get to take home, and they would be attending individual seminars about different fabrication topics. The first of those seminars on day 1, Metal Fabology, with guest speaker Jim Shaner. Jim is an extremely talented welder, and he went into different examples for MIG and TIG welding, along with showing the class techniques. Now maybe you're wondering though, why would you need to know welding for custom car audio? Well, it definitely comes in handy for custom amplifier racks and brackets and mounting different things within a vehicle. One of my favorite things about this seminar was how Bryan went into detail on some really cool tips that you can use without having a ton of metalworking equipment. How to hold parts straight without a fancy welding table, and the bracket making demo really impressed me as instructor JT assisted in making this battery bracket live in front of our eyes. No CNC machine here. This example battery bracket was completely made with the same tools that most all car audio shops already have. The class also learned about metal polishing techniques and how to add cool accent panels with metal to their designs. The next seminar was led by industry veteran and fabrication master and past Installer of the Year, Chris Yatto. Chris spent many years in the industry working as a show car and concept car fabricator and has more accolades than I could ever possibly mention in this video, and he is now a senior fabrication technician at Honda R&D. It was super cool to watch Chris explain many of his past car audio builds and ask questions about many of the cars that absolutely inspired so many of us to get into this world of custom car audio. That's another thing that's awesome about these training events. You never know who you're going to run into and be able to rub elbows with and build some cool stuff. After class was done for the day, Audio Control was cool enough to sponsor a pool party at the local hotel. I didn't get a whole lot of footage there, but that was awesome that they came in last minute, hooked us all up with some shirts and a good meal. It's crazy to think that that was only day 1 and that there's still another 3 days of content to go. Here we are, it's day number 2. Yesterday was a great day of progress. The students started their class projects. We made a good amount of headway on the main project, and today we're going to be switching roles from looking at metal fabrication and starting kind of into the wood fabrication, and we're going to be talking more about subwoofer enclosures, how to custom design subwoofer enclosures, some of the theory behind sealed ported bandpass enclosures, and how to get predictive performance when you're planning out a build. I'm excited. This is going to be another fun, long day of custom fabrication, of learning new techniques and new methods. Let's get into it. The seminar for day 2 was led by guest speaker Gary Springe, owner of Cogent Audio Labs, and featured a presentation all about acoustic fundamentals. The class learned about speaker parameters, how sound works, volume calculation formulas, loudspeaker design and test tools, subwoofer tips and tricks. This seminar took the whole day as there is a lot of detailed information to cover. At lunchtime, Doug Dobson of MSC America stopped by with his personal vehicle that had been used for a previous training class to make this custom subwoofer enclosure. We got to demo this vehicle and take a listen, and this vehicle is a perfect testament for what these training classes are all about. You learn not only how to make a beautiful install, but how to make it sound amazing as well. There really is an incredible amount of information packed into each and every day. Still only day 2, and it's a long day as well, as the students continued to make their class projects, and then the build team gave the class updates on the latest steps and techniques used to make the large class project. And at this point, we were only about halfway through the training event. Now it's on to day number 3. Day number 3 began with a live subwoofer demo where the students got to hear and listen to the differences between different enclosure types. This was followed up by Bryan doing a seminar on table saw tips and tricks and showing strategies for how to build a subwoofer enclosure quickly and effectively. And at this point in the training, the class starts to transition from being more seminars and hands-on to purely hands-on. That transition to being purely hands-on is important because the students not only need to complete their own personal project that they're taking home, it's also nice to have the students helping out the build team on the advanced big fabrication project. This led us into day number 4, which was focused on finishing the projects, and what better way to focus on finishing a project than learn finishing techniques like polishing with Gary Bell. Those finishing techniques carried over to what the students needed to do to sand and finish the inside insert of their project. As the students finished wrapping all of their take-home projects, it was really cool to see all the different colors and color combinations that everyone had picked out and how everyone's panel turned out. Bryan put a numbered tag next to each panel, and then everyone had to vote for their favorite 3 panels, and you couldn't vote for your own. I think this is an awesome way to have a friendly little competition, and it's really cool to kind of see what color combinations people tend to favor. So congratulations to the different winners. With the student individual projects complete, it was now time for the build team to do the final assembly on the main class project. And guys, I have to tell you, I think this thing turned out absolutely amazing. It was so crazy to see it go from being a concept, a rendering, all the way to this finished design. If you can't tell, it's a down-firing 10-inch shallow mount subwoofer. That top acrylic piece is custom made, it's custom bent, it's custom formed into this actual enclosure with the trim. And I want you guys to look closely right here because this is my favorite detail. Anyone can take a piece of acrylic and just bolt it to an enclosure, but look at this, how it's actually formed right up to that edge. I love this transition. An absolutely amazing design by Tom Miller and Bryan Schmitt. And of course, big props to the build team, JT Torres, Gary Bell, and everyone that burned a little bit of the midnight oil to make it happen. So I'm back in the shop now. I've had some time to reflect, and guys, I am so glad that I went to this event. You might ask yourself, who are these training events really for? To me, it's anyone that has an interest in custom fabrication. When I met all of the different students there, a lot of them were shop owners or people that work within the industry at a car audio shop, but a lot of them were do-it-yourselfers as well. And there were a couple of guys that were making the transition of being a do-it-yourselfer to opening their own shop. A class like this is a great way to get a head start. Now, as you saw in the video, there's a ton of information packed into these events, but I think that there's more value to these events than just that information. One of the major things that I take away from these events is the new friendships and camaraderie. Let's face it, custom vehicle fabrication is a smaller niche, and being friends with like-minded people that you can text and you can message, you can call up and bounce ideas off of is really valuable. The other thing I really like about these trainings is those little tips that you can pick up. You might be a router ninja, you might know a ton of different advanced techniques, but there's always some little things that can really help you out with saving a ton of time, maybe saving materials, saving money. There's always something to learn. And because Bryan kind of runs these events like a collaboration where you have multiple different teachers, it's a big collaborative event where everyone can kind of bounce ideas and exchange information with one another. The other thing that I really find valuable is I feel like it revitalizes my passion for doing this. It's one thing to be a small operation where you're always working with either yourself or just one other or two other people, and you're doing the same thing day in and day out. It's easy to get burned out and kind of bored doing that kind of thing. But when you go to one of these training events, you get new ideas, you meet new people, it's exciting. It really does reinvigorate your passion for doing this. That's definitely something to consider. Overall, I had a blast. I got to hang with old friends, meet new friends, and learn even more. To learn more about upcoming training classes, you can visit the Mobile Solutions website, and I recommend following them on social media so you can be the first to know when a new event is released. You can learn more down in the video description or check out some of my other videos here on screen. Thanks for checking out this video. I know it's a little bit different than usual, but going to these events is important for me as well because it does reignite my passion for this kind of thing, so I keep wanting to make more videos in the future. As always, my friends, don't forget to design, build, and install. Thank you for watching.